We know our situation. We need points. We need the 6 points. We know that it's difficult, but we have to try, and we will get it.
We will face Celtic. This is a very good team. Gagliardo is bringing a strength to this team, so it will be difficult, like every match day. And we trained every day to reach our goals.
So, Harry, two teams that are almost, in terms of form, flipping each other on their own heads. Barcelona started the season so well and are kind of floundering a little bit since probably maybe Matchday 4 or 5. Celtic, on the other hand, made life very difficult for themselves right from the start, and maybe not in terms of points, but in terms of performances, they've been kind of clawing their way into a little bit of form. How do you see this one going? Because Celtic need all 6 points.
This one might be a case of just pure desire from both clubs. On Celtic's side, obviously, it's a desire to stay alive in the competition. Even if they were able to get all 6 points here against Barcelona, that would draw them level with Barcelona in the table. And Barcelona, as things stand, are 6th in the final knockout spot. So Celtic can certainly throw their own season a lifeline going into the final match day in 2 weeks' time, but the desire on Barcelona's side is purely to regain that form that they had in the first half of the season. To put it into perspective, I mean, they have 6 wins, 1 draw, and 7 losses. So it's not like they're drawing games. It's not as if, they're making things difficult for their opposition. It's just a case of them just not being able to see things over the line. They either win big or they lose big. So that would be something maybe Celtic can draw from here in our 4th match of the day.
So, it's a simple fact. If Celtic are unable to take all 6 points from today, they cannot make it through. And Barcelona, just a point for them would potentially knock Celtic out. 5 minutes gone here. Celtic 0, Barcelona 0. And it is Celtic playing from left to right, who have had the bulk of early possession.
Worth noting, of course, Umbi out of the starting lineup for Celtic on this match day. Paternegra is back in. We'll see how that impacts Celtic's playing style. They were able to score plenty of goals. You think back to their Juventus match, I mean, all the goals they were scoring were absolute worldies. So we'll see if Paternegra can maybe bring some stability to Celtic in the defensive aspect.
First chance here for Celtic. Gagliardo almost gone on the end of it. And he's been a great addition this year, Harry, sort of partway through.
Yeah, he really has. He's muscled his way onto the starting lineup for Celtic and hasn't looked like being dropped since. I mean, an eFootball Open 2020 world finalist. He's a graduate of the eFootball Open campaign. It's good to see them performing here at the highest level as well.
Yeah, it's nice to see the transition between that sort of competition, which is open to pretty much everyone, and he's managed to make his way into the Pro League, which is always a bit of a Cinderella story. And it is he who has really been a big part of Celtic's form revival. He scored a couple of really important goals, a couple of worldies as well. And It'll be him that Barcelona will be looking at fairly sternly to stop. On the flip side, they of course need to really get the Parma back in action, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. They really, really do. I mean, 9 goals, 10 assists is so far, a decent return. But at the same time, he was, one of the catalysts to their fantastic form early on in the season. So far, it's been all Celtic in the opening 20. This possession and passing has been on point, and Barcelona have rarely had a touch of the ball here, really.
Yeah, you mentioned those numbers that seem on paper, decent but not incredible at this stage in the season. He was posting those sort of numbers much earlier in the season, but of course, because the team as a whole has dropped off, those numbers drop off, and we were talking about him possibly getting the golden boot at one point.
Absolutely.
But now he seems a long way shy of that. It's a great turn though, and Barcelona take the lead. Out of absolutely nothing. A swivel inside the area and the left foot shot past the goalkeeper. Well, it's the sort of goal you need when things aren't going your way. You need to be absolutely ruthless in front of goal if you're not carving out the opportunities you once were, and that's exactly what's happened. And the disappointment there for Celtic is evident.
Yeah, a bit of a defensive breakdown. It was Alex Zar, the youngest player in the league for Barcelona, to stick it home. Alex GRD with a nice assist. But those are the types of goals, when you're playing against a team that has most of the possession, is kicking the ball around the park. You kind of need those types of goals just to flatten the balloon of the opposition and just, again, spoil the party a little bit. That's confirmation on your goal scorer, the 12th of the season for young Alejandro Rulo. And Barcelona are in the lead.
Safe to say that nothing's really changed here. Celtic still know they have to win pretty much both games to have any chance in this competition. So their game plan will not be affected by that goal at all. They will still be going for it. And they've got a chance here, and it's into the danger area, and it's Horcha! And it's an equalising goal for Celtic. And it's exactly what the doctor ordered.
It's really, again, poor defending at the back for Barcelona. Seems like the danger's gone. Well, they make this tackle here, but there's all 3 players trying to get involved. I think it's the Palmer in the end that just doesn't queue up the input early enough to clear the ball away. And it just finds its way through to the onrushing Horcha, who is the leading goal scorer for Celtic this season. The captain stepping up with the equaliser. Winner of best goal all the way back on Matchday 5. And I can hear our colleagues in the Barcelona studio laughing at my pronunciation of the Spanish names. I can't roll my R's all right, but I'll tell you who can roll with the punches. It's that man right there, 12th goal of the season.
Lovely words there, Harry, as always. And 38 minutes gone. It is Celtic who are still on the front foot. They've dominated large periods of this game. They were unlucky to find themselves behind, but they responded in the best possible way. The question is, can they stop Barcelona? Because when they're getting chances, Barcelona, they're pretty good at taking them. Sergio Busquets now tries to find Braithwaite. Good challenge coming in. Right on the stroke of half-time, it would be a great time to score. And it's Celtic who might just get one more chance. No, good challenge coming in. As you can see, Alex R. down on the bottom right of your screen, producing a decent performance so far. And it's finished at the end of the first half. Celtic 1, Barcelona 1. And, well, it's kind of just doing enough, Barcelona, at the moment, Harry.
Yeah, just enough.
Like a jabber in a boxing ring.
Yeah, no knockout blow from either club just yet. They're both kind of just rolling with the punches, but we need to see more from both clubs, I think, in this second half, because I mean, it hasn't been blockbuster stuff. Celtic have kept most of the ball. You can see there from the stats on just the left-hand side of your screen, just the 2 shots in the first half from both clubs. Compare that to what we saw from Schalke versus Juventus. I mean, they were going gung-ho from the get-go. So hopefully we can see that open up a bit more here in the second half, but that's just how it's just how close it is here in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ, especially at this stage of the season. You just need to see a bit more urgency on the side of Celtic. They need to play like their league life depends on it at this stage.
It's so difficult, momentum, when things aren't quite going your way after a bright start, either within a game or in a competition as a whole, to kind of put the burners back on and flip back into a positive mind frame. And that's what Barcelona seems to be struggling with a little bit. But they're in no real danger at this moment in time. 1-1 on the score. They certainly wouldn't want to lose this first game. That would put a lot of pressure on that second game. Celtic dominating possession. Not something we're used to watching Barcelona over the years. Being inferior in that department.
Yeah, cracking tackle from Patanegra there. But you're right, even in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ at times, they'd look mesmerising with the ball. But just seemed to have lost a bit
what do you put it down to? What can you put it down to, Harry? What's been this change? Is it just something as simple as confidence? Not willing to take that extra pass that they would make 9 times out of 10 when things are going their way?
It's just maybe a lack of confidence in the one-touch passing that was so effective for them early on. Maybe it's a bit of formation woes as well, as the Palmer has just gone slightly too early on this near side. It's just, it's difficult to pinpoint exactly what's going on for Barcelona, because, again, their form has been absolutely just woeful. There's no other way to put it. On the past few match days, we've just not been picking up points where we've expected them to do so.
I mean, I'd like to, possibly put down your lack of ability to make predictions down to the fact that you've probably only made one in this competition, and that was around Matchday 4 when you said Barcelona might just be favourites to win the competition as a whole.
I
and they've
cursed them, did I? I'll put it down to me. Sorry about that, but that's just unfortunate.
Remember, they can, of course, turn things around in the blink of an eye. They're 1-1 here, and they could easily go on and win this first game. And certainly 3, 4, 6 points from today. 4 or 6 probably would be possibly enough to revamp their season as a whole. Fired down the left-hand side. It would certainly give them a good chance of qualifying for the knockout stages. But they might just have seen the chance of getting those top 2 spots and the bye in the first round of knockouts gone. You never know.
Yeah, we talk about Barcelona almost like it's all doom and gloom based on how poor their recent form has been. But, I mean, they've spent the last however many match days, might have even been from match day 1, in the top 6. And
I'm not sure whether they've had a week without being in the top 6. But
despite their poor form, they've still been sitting pretty in those types of spaces where you want to be at the end of the season. So
maybe our wonderful page can clarify that for us if they're listening at all.
I'm pretty sure they started off the season with a big 6 points. I can actually go and look at that myself. But yeah, it's we almost just expect so much out of Barcelona. And I'm actually mistaken, because they played Roma on the first match day of the season and they shared the points there. But yeah, it's just because we expect so much out of how well they played with some highlight results earlier on in the season, that we hold them accountable to be one of those teams that is going to be difficult to beat later on. And it was, I think, back on match day 3 where they took down Monaco so handedly. I mean, we're talking 3-1 and 4-1 across the two games. Yeah, it was a complete performance from them. And that was the time, wasn't it, where the Palmer made history in the league and won MVP and best goal of Matchday 3. So, yeah, this is why we talk up Barcelona so much, is because they've always been in these top 6 spaces. They've been brushing teams aside. But the form recently...
Yeah, I think it's important to... I think it's important to point that out. Like you just said, it's... people might be thinking we're being quite negative to Barcelona here, but it's more the fact that we had such high expectations going into the mid sort of section of the season as a whole. They were right up there. They beat Monaco, like you said, back-to-back games, 6 points from that match day. And the Palmer was absolutely flying. Everything he turned, pretty much like Kilshu is at the moment, turned to gold at that moment in time. And they've dropped off, so they themselves will be critical of their performances in recent weeks. They're looking to turn it round today, though. Again, just not quite coming off, but it's much better from them.
Yeah, I mean, all you need to do is look back on previous results. I mean, on Matchday 5, no points against Juventus. Matchday 6, struggled against Schalke as well, as Alex Arias found offside. And then, of course, we saw on Matchday 7, they played against Bayern and only took a point away from that game. So it's just a lot of points they're letting slip by the wayside. On Celtic's side, I mean, they really need to push for a winner in this final 10 in-game minutes. We've been talking about Barcelona all this time, but it's Celtic that really need to win this game and then go on to win the second game as well to stand a chance.
Absolutely, sat on 13 points prior to today. And will they get a better opportunity than that? Right on cue. They had the chance to go 2-1 in front, and they've been incredibly wasteful. Straight at the goalkeeper, either side, it's 2-1. They still pile the pressure on, though. Gagliardo across the face, and again, it's a shot from inside the 6-yard box, and again, he probably should have done better. It's an incredible pass over the top there. Oh, he was just slipping. And a yellow card comes back. But like you said, Harry, they're 13 points at this moment in time. It would be 14 after now. But Barcelona would then be on 20, I believe. It would be very, very difficult, if not impossible. Braithwaite plays it across the face. Messi sneaks it under the goalkeeper. Heartbreak for Celtic. A minute after they should be in front, they find themselves behind. And unfortunately, at this stage in the season, it can be so cruel.
It really can be. I think that's the goal that mathematically eliminates Celtic from the competition. It's so cruel because not only, as you said, they could have scored up the other end, but also how this one eventually finds its way in off the post. Cracking finish from Alex Giardi, the former Arsenal man, with a really, really good finish. A great find by his teammate as well. The keeper even gets a piece of it. That's even more heartbreaking for Celtic. They've had a really solid season, but is this the end for them?
They now need to dig deeper than they ever have before. They need 2 goals in the dying embers of the match. Otherwise, unfortunately, that might be the nail in the coffin for the season.
Yeah, it would be difficult to see them come back. I mean, as things stand, they're on 13 points. Barcelona in those final knockout spots would be in 6th place with 22 points. Even if you win the second game against Barcelona, you're up onto 16 points. You're 6 points behind the final knockout spot, and you still have United and Bayern to play. So it's a high chance of possibility that Celtic are looking out of this competition.
Certainly if they lose this game, that is the case. To take only 3 points from today simply wouldn't be enough. And that is what is facing them currently right now. 84 minutes on the clock. And the changes that they've made now, it's do or die. It's as simple as that. They have to go for it. They have to leave everything on the table. It's Gagliardo on the right-hand side. Tries to feed it through to Patenegra. Nothing doing on this occasion. Barcelona will look to tick down the clock. Confirmation of Alex Giardi's 9th of the season, his 19th goal contribution on the whole. He's had a very, very good competition as well. Lovely turn there, though. Patenegra across the face. And Gagliardo turns home. And they're still alive in the competition. Grab the ball, get it back to the halfway line, and go again. It might just be there. Stuff of fairy tales.
Wow. This could be a grandstand finish. Hold your breath, Celtic fans, because there's still time for the fairy tale to continue.
Surely not, Harry. Surely not.
Stranger things have happened.
Final minute of the game. The referee has 2 minutes added on. Barcelona in possession. Oh, the ball's gone out of play. And the referee is giving them a free kick. Surely they will go short here to keep possession and tick those final few seconds down. Well, they're going to go for goal here, and they've given it away. Surely not. The referee brings the game to an end. Celtic 2, Barcelona 2. And it's looking like heartbreak for Celtic in the competition. But Barcelona, with 1 point again, 2 points dropped, you'd have to say. The slide continues.
It does. It does. What that does as well for Barcelona is drag them right back into that mosh pit with United and Bayern and, well, potentially Galatasaray as well. It doesn't eliminate Celtic just yet. We're still going to have to wait and see what Bayern versus United holds for us in the final match of the day. But Celtic need to win this second game to make it even a conversation. It's wild to try to figure out all the permutations in the league table as things stand. But what a last-minute goal from Celtic, just showing the heart and grit and determination they've been showing all season long. And if they were to somehow qualify and sneak into those knockout places, it would be the stuff of dreams. It's highly unlikely. The odds are stacked against them, but they never give up. And it's just fantastic to see.
And yet again, it's Gagliardo who got the goal. And he's come in. And where would they have been if he had started the season? That's the question you'd have to ask, Harry.
Well, only they will know the answer. But either way, it's a big, big, big game of PES here for Celtic. Nice to see them relaxed there in the bottom left. It's how you need to be when you approach this type of game. On the flip side, Barcelona will be so disappointed that they weren't able to sneak away with the 3 points, because it looked so likely it was going to go their way. And yet again, they just cannot seem to push the result over the line. I mean, that's only their second draw of the season. However, it's not one that they will be reminiscing about anytime soon. They should have had all 3 points in the bag and maybe set themselves apart from the pack. But instead, they now have themselves a big 90 minutes of PES.
So Barcelona kicking from left to right. Celtic from right to left in this second game between the two. First finishing 2-2, of course. A late smash and grab, really, from Celtic. Wasn't enough for the 3 points that they were so desperate to get, but a point nevertheless. And Barcelona on the flip side had 2 points snatched away from them. And as Harry mentioned, drags them right back into the battle with the likes of Bayern Munchen and Manchester United for that qualification spot. And Lionel Messi has just produced an incredible finish into the top left-hand corner out of absolutely nothing.
Well, the opening 5 or so in-game minutes is so pivotal to get a goal in because it sets the tone for the entire match. This one from Alex R, touch, bang. It's all you need. Didn't mess around, got it out of his feet, knew the likes of Messi can conjure up something like this. The defender can't get back across. And the shot is absolutely perfect. Advantage Barcelona. Again, a wry smile from Jorge. He knows that there's work to do now in this game. Great start for Barcelona.
It was the sort of goal that they were scoring earlier in the season, Harry, dare I say. Very quick, incisive, one touch, get out your feet, goal.
And it's the type of goal they need to be scoring if they want to find themselves in the knockouts, of course. There's confirmation. Alex R, the scorer, but he was one of the first, if I remember correctly, to reach double digits in the league. He certainly started the season off really rapidly, so we'll see if he can continue that form.
"12 minutes gone, Barcelona 1, Celtic 0. Lovely pass infield to Jorge, the captain, finds Gagliardo, score of that equalising goal late in that first game. Similar sort of pattern to that first game as well, Celtic dominating possession. But Barcelona looking pretty dangerous on the counter-attack. There is the league table. Remember, Roma and Arsenal still have a game to play each, as the second game will be replayed. So the league table will not include their final tally from today. You will be able to see that on the social channels. And Celtic 14 points, Barcelona 23, which mathematically, as you can see, if Celtic were able to win this game, it would put them on 17. Still 6 points off Barcelona in that 6th spot. Played in towards the danger area, left foot shot, saved by the goalkeeper, corner ball.
Yeah, Gagliardo this time for Celtic, almost turning the tide, and this one will frustrate Barcelona. Not this shot in particular, but the rest of this game, because Celtic are like a dog with a bone. They're not going to let this go. They're not just going to go quietly into the night. They're going to push and try and get themselves back into contention.
Halfway through the first half, Barcelona come down this right-hand side, looking to add to their 1-goal tally, but it's going to be goal kick. Nothing less than 3 points will do for Celtic now. The 1 point from the first game wasn't what they wanted, but they're clinging onto that hope of all 3 points here, but they've got to turn this game around.
They do, but if there's a club that can do it, we know it's Celtic. They do not give up ever. The problem is they need to win this game, and then even still they're reliant on neither Bayern nor United crossing the 23-point barrier after this match day to even stand a chance of qualifying.
Well, they've gone some way to doing it. Crucially, they've got to focus on what's going on in their own game, and they've drawn themselves
good action, guys.
level with a brilliant finish.
Defensive mentality, bro.
And it's the golden oldie, Pata Negra, the goal scorer, the eldest player on the pitch and league-wide, who's been realising his dream this season. He's been in and out of the starting lineup, but he's gotten a goal that makes things a bit more simple for Celtic now. Gets them back into this match. It's only his third goal of the season in truth, but he won't score one more important than that unless Celtic obviously then go on to score a winner, and he's the one who does it. So, game on, 1-1.
Well, how important might that goal from Gagliardo be right at the death in that first game? Giving them that extra point in the season. Confirmation of Pata Negra's goal. Down the left-hand side. And all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now Barcelona come again. They've got themselves in front twice already today. They might have another chance here to make it 3. And Alex Giardi is denied by a sprawling stop from the Celtic goalkeeper. And how important may that prove to be as the referee now brings this second game to a half-time end. 1-1.
Well, we said it would be a frustrating game for Barcelona because, well, Celtic have so much to play for here. I mean, they're playing it almost like it's a cup final. I don't know if you just heard Gagliardo there just saying with pure intensity, win this match. Because quite frankly, they have to. So for Barcelona, they are almost trying to paddle upstream here against a Celtic team that almost has more to play for at this point.
Well, is this going to be the Roy of the Rovers that we all dreamed about as kids? The moment where it looks like the dream is over. And then everything turns around and potential glory awaits. Barcelona are sitting on another 2 points from today currently, which is not the end of the world. They certainly would prefer 4 as Alex Giardi now down under a challenge. All eyes on the referee, and he's given it the other way.
Yeah, just gone into a bit aggressively there, trying to just muscle his way towards the goal. But you're right, this could certainly play against Barcelona here because we still have United versus Bayern to come in our final match, and both of those two clubs are chasing Barcelona for that 6th and final knockout place in the league table. Do not go anywhere.
Do not go anywhere indeed. Barcelona still coming forwards, but Celtic know they might only need one chance to snatch a winner and keep themselves alive in this competition, depending on other results today, or the only other result today between Manchester United and Bayern Munchen. Barcelona looking for a bit of breathing space. If they could get a winner here, anywhere will do at this moment in time. Harry, how is this game going to end? That is the question.
It's tricky because every single time Celtic look like they're going to break, it looks like it ends up in a really decent position.
Oh, it's a real chance. And Alex had the goal at his mercy.
Yeah, he really did. I think the keeper gets a touch to it, so it'll be a corner still to come. But, I mean, you can't fault him. He's scored a couple of goals already here against Celtic. Corner still to come. And what changes do you make if you're either side?
Más calma. Sí, sí.
Muy calmo, ¿no?
Calma.
Estamos como muy apresurados.
Exacto. But if we don't see a good pass, long ball and fight, you know? The most important thing is don't lose the ball in the middle.
Vamos, guys.
That's the most important thing. And calm. Guys, calm. We are playing well. Calm.
Be careful with the corner, guys.
Okay. They are gonna pass
Go to the corner.
to Pique, so careful.
Half an hour remaining in this titanic battle between two monster clubs here. The season's fate will rest in these few last minutes. And you can put your hat on them being some real drama towards the end, as both teams will probably search for a winner, you would imagine. Because let's be honest, 2 points from today, it wouldn't have been what Barcelona would have wanted. And simply, it won't be enough for Celtic as the score remains like this.
Well, when you consider Barcelona's next opponents as well, Galatasaray, I mean, they're potentially going to be out of the equation come the end of the match day.
They'll be on the beach, on holiday.
They may well be. So Barcelona might fancy themselves, if they're still in the top six come the end of this match day, to have their fate within their own hands going into match day 9.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
And we can fight.
Vamos.
And don't play too much in back. Cuadrado, and that's it.
Buena, fuera.
So it sounds like
Okay.
Celtic going far more direct in the closing stages, not taking any risks at the back. Let's see whether that indeed happens. Well, they've given it away straight away at the back. They've won it back. And a chance here to break. Oh, that's a late challenge on PK. And the referee's coming over here. You'd think that would be a caution. As the long ball gets played in towards the danger area. Chance here for Antoine Griezmann. And Barcelona back in front. And it's a really scrappy goal, but they will not care one iota. A hugely important goal for both clubs.
It's a huge goal. And when you need a huge goal, who better to step up than the captain? The Palmer, right place, right time with Griezmann. I mean, they caused Celtic all kinds of problems with this long ball. Snatches the ball back with Griezmann. He slips as he shoots, but it doesn't matter. Just was never dealt with from a defensive standpoint. It's actually a really nice header one from the long ball, and then at the near post, the keeper is well beaten. And you're right, a hugely important goal for both clubs. Gives Barcelona potentially a bit of breathing room if it stays like this. And it would knock Celtic out of the competition.
Where do they go from here? Because they clearly have a plan for the latter stages, Celtic, and within a couple of minutes, it's been dashed.
No sé cómo veas.
Si el ruego loco, vale, clap en defensa. Clap en todo. Intenta. No solo...
Creo que se va a ir para arriba, tío. Lo vamos a coger si lo
Vale.
Sí, venga.
Venga, chicos.
Porque no nos marquen, tío.
So Celtic have 80 minutes to save their season. They need 2 goals in that time. Otherwise, sadly, it's all over. Barcelona, on the other hand, will be looking to maintain this 2-1 scoreline. And they'll be pretty happy with 4 points, to be honest. Based on today, it's been pretty tricky for them so far. They've certainly not been at their best, but at this stage in the season, all that counts is points. And as you said, Harry, the Palmer, the captain, has come to the good, come to the fore with his 10th goal of the season, 10 assists as well. No denying he's had a decent campaign.
Credit to Barcelona as well if they hold on, because this was always going to be a tricky affair for them with Celtic. Again, as we said before, having more to play for them. Could have been very easy for Barcelona to overlook this and maybe look at what other teams do, but instead they've bounced back after the disappointment of the first game and so far have done the business. Celtic can still play spoiler if they get an equaliser, or dare I even say a winner after that, but doesn't look likely at this moment in time.
Well, we said that in the first game, and of course in the 86th minute they grabbed an equaliser, so never say never for Barcelona. They will remember that. They'll be still pretty sore from that, because they could have had 6 points from today. And we don't know how important that goal will be for Barcelona as well, and those 2 points that they could have had. But certainly, as things stand, they are 4 points richer from Matchday 8. With only 3 minutes remaining plus stoppage time. And Celtic needing 2 goals. It looks like it's too little too late, even if they were to score now.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see they're pushing men up the pitch now. They kind of have to, but while Alex R is holding the ball in the corner, the time is just ticking against them. It's almost like every second is 2 seconds right now for poor Celtic, facing elimination from the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ. Mathematically, we'll still see them on Matchday 9, of course, but they would be the first club to be mathematically eliminated from the league table.
Two minutes remaining here. Barcelona 2, Celtic 1. A very professional performance so far from Barcelona in a game that has given them many headaches. They've managed to negotiate their way to what's looking like 4 points from a possible 6. And a potential revival at the most important time of the season. As they look to break again, they could go in search of a third, or they could just run the 4 minutes of added on time clock down. It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Very, very professional play there from Braithwaite. Knew the challenge was coming, just dropped down over the legs and won the free kick. Lovely turn again there from Alex Giardi. But it's a shame to see Celtic go. They've been a breath of fresh air in the latter stages of the competition after a difficult first period. And it has finished here. Barcelona 2, Celtic 1. Celtic are out of the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ League. They will not be going through to the knockout stages after just 1 point from today. Barcelona, on the other hand, 4 points from a possible 6. And they've given themselves a great chance now